Hello, and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. I'm John Karabatsis, and I'll be your host for this edition of the Bowling University Profit Break. Thanks for joining us today. Our mission at the Bowling University is to enrich people's lives personally and professionally, and the Profit Break is an opportunity for sharing insights on how to grow revenue, reduce cost, and enrich yourself, your team, and your business. If you're joining the Profit Break for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. Give us 15 minutes and you will be on your way to improving your profitability. So if you're considering adding laser tag to your facility and want to learn more about the direction of the industry, you want to pay close attention to today's guests. With so much information to absorb in this topic, though, when deciding if laser tag is right for you, we're going to split this up into two different episodes. So joining us today for the first episode is Chris Epstein. Chris is the Business Development Officer for Smart Buy partner Laser Force International. Not only is Chris an authority on the business of laser tag, he's also a competitive laser tag tournament player who's been playing the game since 1998. Today, in the first part of our two-part series, Chris will be sharing his insight on the laser tag industry and why laser tag and bowling entertainment centers are the perfect pairing. Chris, thanks for joining us today.
JK, thank you for having me.
1998, did you know how to walk in 1998?
Yeah, I was struggling walking, but I could handle a laser gun.
Okay.
So I was ready to go.
So it's kind of natural for you.
Yeah, I'm all natural, baby.
All right, well, we got an expert with us today. So tell us about laser tag. Laser tag's been around a while, right? So, what is the current state of the laser tag industry? Is it growing? Is it improving? And what does the future look like?
You know, JK, the future's bright, and it's definitely growing. Laser tag was not immune to the pandemic, and it's definitely some growing pains during the lockdown. But we were able to come out on the other side, and we're really starting to rebound. And we're kind of seeing internally some growth of 7% year over year. And if you kind of go back and compare that to pre-pandemic levels, from 2015 to 2020, we were looking at maybe 3% year over year. And
wow.
Some of that's obviously the pent-up demand. Mm-hmm. So yes, we're growing. It's an exciting time to be a part of the industry, and the future is very bright.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a jump, though. That 3% to 7%. Do you see that going on for a while? Or?
We do see it continuing in 2022 and
okay.
into 2023. There's a lot of factors, both macro and micro, that obviously contribute to that year-over-year number. But we think and believe that statistically and historically that it's a very strong industry, and it's continuing to grow.
Okay.
If the floor is 3% and the ceiling 7%, that's a pretty good margin to work with, right?
Well, that's good news for proprietors
that
are considering adding it to their operation. Right. So good. So tell us about who's playing laser tag. It's been around for a while.
Sure.
Okay. Has the demographic changed over the years, or is it essentially the same?
So, here's a great fun fact. So we are currently sitting in Arlington, greater Dallas area. Do you know where the first laser tag center was opened?
I do not, sir.
Okay, well, I was giving you take a guess.
Could it be Arlington, Texas?
It could be Dallas. So very close, right?
I had the right state.
So 1984, we had the first opening of the commercial laser tag center and Photon, and it's this historic kind of larger than life laser tag brand. So since then, we've grown, we've added, and the demographic has expanded. And currently we're seeing in 2022 into 2023, we're still this traditional, the younger audience.
Okay.
Any family entertainment center, amusement industry is going to be birthday parties are still king. It's still the rainmaker. But what's really encouraging is the demographic is expanding and it is shifting. We're adding more market share to younger adults that traditionally speaking weren't coming in and playing that laser tag. And I would attribute it to two things. Number one is going to be those kids that are now the young adults. They were growing up around the same time as I were, and we were going and playing laser tag, JK, and it was so fun. And it was kind of the golden era, right? It was more accessible. We had sites that were, easily available and we can go play. But it was also kind of the sweet spot of the technology really came into its own. It felt responsive. It was It was flashy. It was cool. And it was really kind of that era where we could go and play laser tag. And what's happened is, JK, is we've grown up and we're still going out and playing laser tag. Okay. You know, it's this social gathering we can go and play. So the demographics are shifting in a very positive way. And we're going from that traditional, hey, younger audience, birthday party, demographic to still in place, but we're also adding young adults. And, I think that's going to continue to scale up. And with age, I think these kids playing now are going to grow up and they're going to be young adults and play. And these young adults are going to, they're going to age and they're going to be older adults playing. So I think we're just continuing to add to the demographic.
Well, that's good news because you're a perfect example of that, right? You
Yes,
grew up
I am.
doing it. Now you're an adult. You go back. You still love to play, which also has great implications for our food and beverage business because
Yes.
now you can drink more than a soft drink.
Oh, yes.
So good. Okay. Well, that's good news. All right. So tell us this. Tell us, why do you think laser tag has been successful over the years? And then more importantly, are those drivers going to change at all from what your experience tells you in the future, or are they going to stay essentially the same?
So I would say the reason laser tag is so successful, JK, is, it's kind of speaks to a large audience, right? And very similar to, bowling. You can come in and you can be young, you can be old, you could be casual, you could be competitive, you could be a novice, you could be a veteran, but you can come in and enjoy it, right? And I think anytime you're talking about an attraction, you want to cast a wide net. Anybody can come in and play and have fun and enjoy it. And I think that's why laser tag has been so successful. And as far as, drivers and are they changing, I think, yes, they are changing, but in a positive way. We were talking about demographics, and I think it'll continue to expand. That's one driver. The other big driver, JK, and this is something that's really fun and kind of unique about laser tag, is the technology is always changing, right? So we're always evolving with the technological advancement, and every time we have an advancement, we're able to add new features as a developer, right? So as a laser tag developer, anything we can do to make the game more immersive, more fun, we're gonna put in, right? And that's every year. However big, however small, we're adding it in. So that's something we're constantly working on, to add in. And I believe that's just something that's going to continue to grow the game and grow the business.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you for that. So let's kind of walk through this a little bit more. If I'm a proprietor and I'm thinking about adding laser tag, but I have existing attractions, I might have an arcade, I might have VR. How does laser tag impact either of those, and do they play well together?
Yes.
What's been your experience with that?
So it's really interesting because if you would ask me that question, 10 years ago, or anybody in the industry 10 years ago, the answer is probably different. VR was still relatively new, and laser tag is kind of the older sibling in the room. But what we've kind of fast forward and we're looking at it and we can say, okay, VR is great. It's a lot of fun. It definitely has its place. It's a very enjoyable attraction, but it wasn't really able to replicate laser tag, right? And so they do play well together. You can have VR, which is this great experience, but then it's not laser tag. So you can't really replace it. And I think a big part of that is, laser tag has that kind of tangible, you can touch, you can feel, use all 5 smells, right? And I don't know about you, but the last time I was on a VR treadmill, I wasn't sweating and my heart wasn't racing. The same way I get when I'm playing laser tag. Right. So I think they go great together, but they're definitely able to operate as separate attractions and really kind of complement each other.
Okay. So that sounds like a positive.
Definitely a positive.
I think you guys have probably put in a lot of laser tag operations in facilities that have other attractions as well.
Yes.
Can you kind of give us an overview, a sense of how that adding the laser tag in has impacted the entire operation?
Sure. So, it's no secret that, kind of the key to success is diversification, right? You want a few different attractions, and people can come and enjoy a few different things, right? So with laser tag, I would say one of the keys and having seen it added to all these facilities is we definitely see revenue growth. I don't get many complaints or many people calling up and saying like, why did we put laser tag in?
Mm-hmm.
It's usually the opposite. It's like, why did we wait so long to put laser tag in? And if you're operating at a multi-attraction site, you're looking at maybe adding 15% of revenue, right? One of the things I would say that was really cool and a really good success story is, mid-lockdown, there was an operator owner who actually added laser tag. And this was during the lockdown. And they put it in, and I spoke with them recently, JK, and I said, hey, how's it going? How was that working out for you? And he said, you know what? It's our fastest growing part of our business.
Really? Wow.
And I was like, bold, right? In hindsight, it worked out. It paid off. It was a bold move.
And what kind of place was this?
So this was a primary bowling attraction.
Okay.
They are in Canada, and they are a upscale bowling alley.
Okay.
So this was a big leap for them. They don't really have a lot of other attractions.
Mm-hmm.
So this was kind of their first step into, moving away and kind of diversifying. And like I said, it's they couldn't be happier.
Okay. Kind of piggyback on that. I mean, there's so many bowling centers or bowling entertainment centers that have laser tag. So obviously it seems to work. Can you elaborate on why that's such an efficient marriage?
Sure. So, I'm obviously biased, but I I believe laser tag and bowling is really the perfect marriage. A big part of the efficiency comes to, the formula of, square footage versus revenue generation, mm-hmm. right? That's kind of what everybody's looking at. And, as an owner operator, you're constantly looking at things that are going to fit your mold, your business, not take up too much space, mm-hmm. and then give you another stream, another source of revenue, right? So laser tag works so well with bowling because it doesn't take a lot of square footage, right? The footprint isn't huge. It doesn't take a lot of staff to run it. And I think when we're talking about laser tag specifically with bowling, the square footage it requires versus the revenue it's going to generate is extraordinarily efficient. I don't know how much time we have, but if you'd like, I can get into specifics of.
Next time we have you back, we're going to get into those specifics and the numbers, exactly to your point.
Because I have them.
I know you do. That's a great segue. We do have time for one more question.
Okay, sure.
Are you really as good at laser tag as what I hear?
You are sitting, across the desk with probably the best laser tag player in Texas.
Oh, wow.
If not the United States.
Big.
Texas is big,
people in
and
Texas.
we're big. So I am retired.
Okay.
So don't worry. If you want to get into the biz, you don't have to compete with me. But yeah, I had a
contest. I'll tell you.
I had a great career. I enjoyed it. It really taught me a lot about the industry and mm-hmm. the game, and gave me that respect and that love for what I do now. So I'm very appreciative. But I am retired, okay. So someone else has taken the crown and the mantle.
Well, you obviously maintain the passion for the game.
Yes,
right.
Always.
So that's the best trait. Don't ever lose that. So Chris, again, thank you for coming to see us today. Thank you for sharing your insight. With our crowd. Okay. To learn more about Laser Force International, or if you're considering adding laser tag or want to grow your existing laser tag operations at your facility, feel free to reach out to Chris directly. As we wrap up another edition of the Bowling University Profit Break, remember that when your focus is on growing people, people will grow your business. We look forward to seeing you next time for another great episode. If you have any questions for us about today's show or would like additional information, you can reach us anytime at education@bpaa.com. Also, all previous Profit Break episodes are available 24/7 for you and your team to watch at bowlinguniversity.net. Plus, new Profit Break episodes are available every month, so mark your calendar, watch your email, and join us on Facebook to hear about the latest episodes. Until then, I'm John Karabatsos, and do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. We'll see you next time.
you.